And Corey and I have not stopped talking in hours, but we just wrapped up the National Food Conference 2023 keynote speakers. You'll never guess who it is.
Me and Heather.
And I still have that pentameter where you sound like you're reading a script.
Heather said I sounded very reedy, but I said I'm just being super
Look at
happy.
how you're talking right now.
I'm being super happy.
That's how you read. Okay, welcome to the Baking It Down podcast.
Let me do it.
Okay.
Welcome to the Baking It Down podcast.
That
we meet
feels
here
like
every
you're-
Tuesday. What, like an infomercial?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
No, that
And
sounds
for the Lolo price of the Wednesday newsletter, you too can have the marketing
It
minutes.
sounds articulate, inviting, warm. And today you're going to get a marketing nugget.
I want you to go home tonight
I'm going to say
and
it.
talk
Fine.
like that to Nate. Hey,
Fine.
Nate, how was your day? Was everything good?
That would be so nice if someone talked to me like that.
That'd be
Usually
so
it's
nice.
like, what's for dinner?
Okay, Corey, what is this podcast other than a place for us to make fun of each other?
This podcast. This podcast actually was born from a group on Facebook called Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. If you haven't joined, join because you're not going to want to miss it. Just put podcast as far as how you heard us, and I'll let you jump over the now 7,000 people that are pending.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought you were
don't know.
getting caught up.
It got crazy. Someone recommended
See what
it
happens
somewhere.
when you market too well.
So what we try to do is bring some marketing know-how to you each Tuesday, something
No.
simple, one
Marketing
subject.
know-how?
Yeah, I said nugget too many times, so I changed it to
Some
know-how.
marketing know-how.
What else be a good word? Nugget. Nugget.
Chicken strips.
We're bringing you chicken strips. But you can implement it this week and then hopefully benefit from it next week. My voice hurts.
But yeah, in fact, the National Food Conference should be coming up just mid-April. Corey and I are the keynote speakers. Why John and Lisa ever let us do this, I have no idea.
Bless their poor souls.
But after you listen to us for 30 minutes, you can actually join the live Q&A section where you get to ask.
It's
you
like
can hear our
10
voices again.
minutes, but I want you to lob me the easy questions.
They're like, honey, we're not even texting into your podcast. I'll have to make some fake questions.
You will. Oh, you in the back.
We'll know that they're fake when Corey says, hello, you in the back. Would you like to ask a question?
That is rude.
Okay, our marketing chicken strip for this week. Corey wanted to talk
Let
about
me pull
farmers
up.
markets
Yeah.
as the seasons change,
The season.
which we've got a beautiful day outside
It is
today.
a gorgeous day, but I know half of America and some of the other parts of the world are just buried in snow.
Yeah, it's so wild. Anyways, it's a balmy 75 and beautiful here.
It is. Oh, and me and Heather, we went for a nice old drive to the Olive Garden.
It was scenic. And then we ended with buttery breadsticks.
And tortellini. It was good. But what I want to talk about, since the weather is kind of turning into spring, is farmers market.
The Australians are like, come again?
Say what again?
The Australians are like, come again?
Yeah, it's fall. We're done with the farmers market. Farmers markets are, they're around, and I will say they probably had a boon in the recent years where a lot of people
COVID kind of
do
shut
it.
them down a bit.
They-
and
no,
then we
they
had that
totally
big
did.
resurgence
Yeah.
of I think, farmers markets are back in style, kind of with that homegrown sport local vibe.
Listen, where do you find me on Sundays?
You live.
I want to go to a farmer's market.
Where are you doing
Walking
it?
around.
Farmer's market? Just farm in the market.
Just a farmer, and I'll look at a tomato, like I know what I'm doing. The girl, just put it into your
I
bag.
watched a guy on TikTok and he was like, here's how to pick honeydews.
Honeydews.
Yes.
Will you tap on them?
No, he said, find the stem, flip it over, find the butt. The smaller the butt,
The better it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Renee that you hit the jackpot. What? Smaller the butt, the better it is.
small butt?
No, I have one. A flat one. All right, so let's get into the farmers markets. This first step you're going to do, if farmers market is floating around your mind, is you need to choose the right market. We have a ton of us.
We do.
There's so many around us.
How many markets do you think you went to? I know you were on a binge.
I was on a binge.
You went to the Lake Ridge market.
I went
which
to the
thought
Lake Ridge market.
that was your favorite.
That was not my favorite.
I went to Lorton.
It's the Dale City market. That's
Dale
my favorite.
City. I went to Lorton. It was pretty small.
Is that the Burke one?
No, the Burke
that-
one was so crowded.
Yeah, that was crowded.
Yeah.
Then there's one in Manassas City.
So when you're going to them, what are you as a consumer looking for? I'm looking for great parking and ease of access. The Burke one had quite the hike to get to the farmer's market.
Yeah. I don't want to parallel park anywhere. I don't want it to be
Fair.
difficult. And
Yeah.
most of the time they're in those big old parking lots.
Kind
you
of
know, they
commuter
use them.
lots is where I'm saying.
That's exactly where it is.
Right.
But what I'm looking for is I want to see other people having the same idea as me, and we're all going to the same farmer's market.
Is there such a thing? I know we live in a high populated area. Is there such a thing as too crowded?
There is, but almost I like it when it's too crowded because I don't feel like awkward when I'm walking into
I don't
want to
like look at a mater and have somebody looking at me looking at a
Yeah,
mater
I don't
and
like
feel like I
that
need to buy the mater.
But I just want to go over some questions that can help you decide if it is a good farmer's market or maybe not the best farmer's market for you.
As a vendor?
As a vendor.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one is who organizes the market and makes the rules. A lot of markets have different
Yes.
rules, and sometimes they're a mile long. So if you can ask whoever's putting it on, like, hey, can you give me a copy of the rules so I can see it? That's going to help you see if this is the right market for you or if you need to find another one.
I think a lot of them include insurance requirements.
I think a lot of them do,
Yeah,
but
so you're
maybe in
gonna-
some smaller towns they don't.
Yeah, I think if it's going to include commercial insurance, you'll have to be a business with an EIN number. So keep that in mind, but always safe to ask. Corey's biting at the bit to read this list.
The next one. One you're going to ask is how much does it cost to be a vendor at the market?
I find that one curious.
There's some that are cheaper.
I know.
I think it was like cheap, but then some are expensive. Some
Some have a
you-
requirement of attendance.
Yes.
So okay, we got to spend a little bit of time
Oh,
there.
no, go ahead.
Chan.
I'm just making sure I'm getting the good ones. I don't want to read every single
Okay.
one.
What I have seen. So again, now this comes down to a math problem, but you got to factor in all of the math. The cost of renting out the booth,
Yeah.
the cost of insurance, and the cost of time has to be less than the profit that you make. Again, we want to end up in a net positive. We don't want this to be a charity farmer's market.
And if you are selling like anything, like because I work with royal icing cookies and having the sun beat down, that is going to create condensation in the bag. So even on top of that, you're going to want to buy the tent thing.
You're going to buy coolers. Some tents are required by some places.
Yeah.
And then this is where that whole depreciation schedule comes in because the tent will be reused, the tables will be reused, but the product has to be kept cool, like coolers and stuff,
Yeah.
fans I've seen.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
So again, instead we don't want to speculate. We always want to come in with math in our corner. So that may require reaching out to some other vendors who have
a
had
good
experience with that market in the past to say, hey, is that worth it?
That's a good idea. All right. Here's another question. Do you have to commit to the market for the whole season or can you come and go?
Definitely ask and confirm what that is. Last thing you want to do is burn a bridge. Right?
Yeah.
Especially in a smaller town.
Yeah, that's true.
When there's only one market. At least in this area, we have like 50 markets. But if you have kind of a small town and you're not positive that you can commit, you don't want to leave the farmer's market host on the hook to try to, I don't think they'll invite you back.
One time it wasn't a farmer's market, but it was a trade show. And there was a penalty if you left the trade show early.
Have you ever seen a trade show about 2 hours before it ends?
It's what?
I'm the first one out the door. I'll get in trouble if you can catch me.
But yeah, there's fines and things like that. And that's not a bridge you want to burn because it might be this resource for you next year, maybe when you have more time in your hands. Next, is insurance required?
You're going to need to talk to the event host. I'm going to say in our area, high population, lots of liability. It's typically required, and that may require that EIN. You're going to have to talk to your insurance agent, but I think a lot of the times the farmer's market will actually recommend an insurance vendor to you.
Yeah, and I don't think it's so insanely expensive.
No, I don't think so, but it does, I'm team insurance. I'm team overly insured.
You are.
Never found something I didn't want to put insurance on, except for my body.
There you go. All right, another really good one is who else is selling there. You need to ask who's running it.
Well, let me ask you
Okay,
this.
sure.
Let's
I
say
know
we
where you're
have
going.
2 cookie vendors.
Be my friend.
I'm going to say, if you guys aren't directly next to each other, you actually may be able to play off of each other and sell more. I know it feels weird. Like if there's a cookie vendor here, I definitely will be losing market share. But there's some psychology. The same way that when you see all car dealerships parked very close, there's some psychology about being grouped together like that. Maybe with a couple booths between you, you guys will actually have a tendency to sell more.
And if you don't, just kick the edge of her table and watch it all come crumbling down.
blow her tent away.
But it's actually important, besides just having other bakers at there, what is drawing people into this farmer's
The
market.
marketing of the farmer's market?
That's next.
Oh, excuse
this
me.
is like produce. People love to get their weekly produce from places.
You know what I thought was pretty cool?
What?
Flower vendors.
Oh, that's where I go. That's what I
Yeah,
buy when I go
yeah.
there.
I like
love
that
being a
one.
flower vendor.
Gotta have the Mater guys, the watermelon team.
Let me tell you, the one that's at my local place is a knife sharpening guy.
Slick.
Isn't that crazy?
Genius.
Yeah.
I went to the Burke one and they had a pickle vendor.
Oh, I bought from the pickle
genius.
guy.
I was like, and
They're
I'm
so
sold.
good. They're
What
so
other-
good.
The vendors that I don't know, sometimes there's like selling timeshares.
I know. I don't
Okay.
like those as much.
bread people.
Oh, bread people. Mine
Honey
has
people.
a coffee shop, like a mobile
Genius.
coffee shop.
Absolutely so.
That has the line is so long. So imagine going there, having your favorite drink in your hand, and just shopping.
Love
You're
it.
gonna stay there till your drink's gone.
That's a solid bet. Yeah, I guess it covers the majority of what I see there. I do see, like here we have a lot of hobbyist beaks.
yeah.
The honey people do draw quite a lot of attention.
They do. And then we have people that actually cook in front of you, like brisket. You can get all those.
That's a good one. I
it's
should
very
go
good.
to the Dale City
Yeah,
one.
you
This-
should.
This one's
It's
hurting up
great.
here.
That one is great. And then I just like them. I just think everyone's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It is a total vibe. The next is, does this market advertise for you? Now
That-
this,
Come on, guys. We're a marketing podcast.
I will say them saying, yeah, we mentioned you on our website.
Nope.
It's not, it's fine if that's what they do, but that's not a ton of marketing.
Do I care? Question, rhetorical or otherwise.
Yeah.
Do I care if they mention me, or would I just rather them market the farmers market in general? I
think
just need
marketing
the,
the
foot traffic.
farmers market, and then maybe if you sign up for, you're there all season long. Like
Can I
maybe
get
you
a
can get a
feature?
shout out.
This is a big thing, and I think you're gonna love this thought.
Sure.
Market for the farmers market as a vendor. If I was a farmers market planner and I had a vendor selling people on the farmers
yeah.
market, tagging the farmers market, drawing, I would scratch their back just as much as they're scratching mine. So this is a great and slick way to market. And I find that most business owners sleep on it. As a vendor, get your kit or have somebody man the booth
Yeah.
while you go around and take content, especially if it's a Facebook Live or an Instagram story
Yeah.
at the farmers market. Hopefully they have social media.
I will say a lot of the farmers markets don't, and it's
I
us
know.
people that are making up for those people.
yeah.
If they, yeah, I get what you're
I
saying.
wonder. Thoughts on this?
'Kay.
You're a vendor and you say, hey, farmers market, let me help you with your social media.
Let me help you run it.
So you would be running it, but guess who's social media?
Yeah.
could push?
Oh, look at that cool cookie.
But
we're
you'd
going.
you could get the other vendors involved.
Yeah.
It would be kind of a team effort, but I think it would pay out in dividends.
Plus, you got the rain over that.
I
Hopefully, they don't take it
know.
away. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, but at least they have marketing.
Yes, more than nothing.
Yeah.
And then you can get the details, because when I don't know where the address is or where the times, I get really like anxious to go there.
To be able to see a Facebook page with a Facebook event of each of those farmers markets listed out in the rain contingency would be very helpful as an end user.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the Dale City is rain or shine.
Secret town.
yeah. The next one is, do the days work for you? So where I live, there's a farmer's market on Thursday. It's empty. And that's because everyone's at work. It's at a random 3:00.
Weird.
Yeah, I know. So I went there.
Where
I was
is
like,
it?
is this, that one's over by the Prince William Sports Complex.
Oh.
Yeah, it's way back in there too.
really.
Yeah, it was hard to find.
Is it run by the government? Because if
You know, it's
It would
it's
be
the
interesting.
same one that's in the Manassas. They run two a week, so Thursday and Saturday. Saturday one, can't find parking; it's so crowded. Thursday one, no one's there.
interesting. Mm-hmm. Good to know.
Now you need to make sure you ask about what is the signing of a contract. Do you have to sign a market contract? What does that market?
It comes
contract
back
entail?
to the expectations. Best laid plans of mice and men right here.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, every Saturday for the rest of my life is free, but it's not. So in my mind, initially, I'll be like, absolutely, I can commit. But what happens when you have that one off Saturday where you don't think
Yeah.
you sold as much? Or
Yeah.
you're going to have like a bad vibe and not want to go back. So keep in mind, to be respectful of the event host, you're going to have to commit.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to hustle. So I would do this.
Okay.
I would go to them first as a consumer and see what
Yeah.
the vibe is like. See what the foot traffic
The
is.
one thing though, you have to sign up before the season.
I know. A lot of people actually have 20 all year round farmers markets.
I know, I love that.
Yeah, so I'm sure that those ones will have less requirements. I'm wondering, and every farmer's market is very, very different. But calling other vendors that maybe
Yeah,
not
I
in your
think that's a great idea,
Yeah.
especially if you want to get on them now before the season truly starts. That's going to be a smarter way.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
If you had to choose, you could only choose between one farmer's market or a pop up on your porch.
Gosh darn it.
I'm going to say farmer's market.
I think farmer's market would do better marketing for
I
me.
think it would do better marketing. I think you would have a lot more effortless foot traffic. But again, farmers markets are different depending on how they're marketed.
Some people.
We should start a company called Farmers Market Markets.
Okay,
And
don't
market.
take that because I'm starting it tonight. Some people are weird going to other people's houses, like for those pop-ups. The farmer's market's like common ground.
It's like welcome traffic versus that whole am I going to get murdered?
I think I saw your husband mowing the lawn.
Right. Yeah. You know, the neighbors come out to watch. and
Honey,
you're like-
put a shirt on.
I was trying to wash a car outside and I
Yeah.
felt weird.
Why?
I
'cause
looked
people were looking
sweaty
at you.
and I was burnt to a crisp. I got
Did you
it.
not wear whatchamacallit?
You know, not on the
SPF?
back of my shoulders.
Why?
On my face though, because I'm an idiot.
You are.
Thank you.
You didn't remember that hat at Costco?
I didn't get it yet.
You
I didn't
didn't
have
get
it.
it?
It's Sam's and I need a membership.
Oh yeah.
We gotta
Can't
go
you use
back.
hers and get me more of those?
I know. Let's go together.
Okay.
Corey and I don't have a Sam's Club membership, but my aunt and my grandma do. And
So
we are liars.
we bought
I
a
was
card.
Ruth Ann. Corey was Lindy. And we went to Sam's Club to get these. Should this be your twin twist? Yes.
Should I say it now?
No.
Okay.
Make them stay to the end.
I'm going to be honest. It's not worth staying to the end for.
You guys can check out.
The next one you need to think of is bringing the right equipment.
This is tough, man.
This is tough because we're talking about POS,
What did you just call me?
payment processor.
A point of sale system. So a lot of you guys like Square. I think Venmo now has this as well. These
At
point of sale
Sam's
systems.
Club, you could buy the little card reader
Do we
thing.
need to get a Sam's Club membership? So what we're talking about, and you may say no. Listen, the more payment options you accept, the more money you will make. It is just the way it is.
There's one place at the farmer's market that says we only take cash, and I don't
They're
even
like
walk over
credit
there.
card processing fees. Never heard of it.
Never.
So you may think, well, I'm not going to take credit cards because I don't want to pay the processing fees. I don't want to have
Yeah.
to pay the, if point of sale takes, I think, around 30 cents a transaction. I bet you will net more money with those fees than not taking them out. I don't carry cash on me. I have like a 20 hidden in my car for
I
a
found
very
$5
desperate.
at my desk.
They still make $5. Yeah. They don't turn those into quarters
I
yet?
know.
Remember when dollar coins came out and it was collecting?
And we were collecting. People were like, "Don't hoard them."
Gams got like 50 cents back on her. Gams carries cash.
Yeah.
And but they accidentally gave her $1.
It's because it's too close to the quota.
Yeah.
and then
And
they
it's
kind
also
of tarnished
doity.
it. Yeah. So here are some things. Here are some thumb things for you finger people out here. Here are some things that you might not think of when it comes to bringing the right equipment. Tables. That is a little bit tricky to store in a car.
Display things.
Display things, containers to display your products. When you
Transporting
I know
stuff from
Yeah.
a car to a booth. You know what I got Target in this ad?
What?
I think I've mentioned it before. It's this giant shopping bag on wheels. I mean,
Never
it's comically
seen it
large.
in my
I want you to
life.
picture a shopping bag, but it's plastic. And this comes up to my waist.
That sounds huge.
And you just pull it along. And they're like, it looks comical, but if you can put all the things in it, it's on wheels and a frame.
I was thinking like those wagon things.
Yeah, that would be ideal as well.
Okay.
You want it to look normal.
No, I like your bag.
The tent.
The tent, any table display, a cash box if people are paying cash,
Coolers, man.
and change to give them if they do pay cash. You don't want to be like, I
would.
don't have money to give you the cash back. I owe you. That is not good. Bags for customers. If
I didn't even
you
think of that.
give someone just like single cookies and they want to buy 12,
That-
for a class,
they can't.
they're not going to. It's not conducive for them to. I will say that Dottie from Sugar.Cookies
got those
now
cute
sells
ones.
plastic bags and it's got a cute icing bag on it. It says
You're
thank
gonna
you.
give these people plastic? They can get paper. I'm not gonna waste
Well,
it.
that wasn't an option. But those are things that you want to think of. Table dressings are more
I
inviting.
know.
They
So
are.
here's that, and this is where I struggle with the
Yes.
commitment to these. If you want a real dazzling looking setup, you either gotta have a ton of product on it, or these fancy displays, which they're talking about adding costs, which means commitment to make that money back.
Yeah.
Again, farmers markets seem like, hey, I would join a farmers market before I opened a storefront. It would be my gateway
for sure.
to kind of
especially
figure
if
it
it's
out.
local. Everyone at a farmer's market is local.
Everyone at a farmer's market is willing to spend. That is a unique proposition that you don't often get.
When
They're
I
there.
go to a farmer's market, I know I'm going to pay more and I'm ready to
That's
buy.
what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The surcharge for accessibility. So a lot of folks be like, well, I'm not going to charge any higher here because that would be unfair. No. You can charge higher there because you actually had to pay to be there. Unlike selling from your house at custom, there is no cost. You're like, my mortgage. That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
That's not what we're talking about. So you agree, yes, a surcharge for the farmer's market.
And in my mind,
Every
as a
time I've been-
consumer, I am ready and prepared to. I feel like it's homemade, homegrown.
Yeah, I'm not going to a farmer's market to find a deal. I've never walked in with that
no.
intent. I've never experienced that, and I've never left with it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't even really technically look at a lot of pricing. I just say, you look
Tappy
good.
wappy.
Yeah, what
That
is
little
that?
tap to pay thing is dangerous
It
because
is.
you don't have to really think about what's happening.
I love the flowers. You can get these gorgeous
those, like,
bundles of them. Sunflowers.
yeah,
and-
those crazy
they're
wildflower
so
collections.
cute. They're so pretty. So here are some tips for creating an attractive display.
Okay.
Having a sign with your business on it.
You need signage. But the tent, sometimes they're custom printed tents where along the banner
Yeah.
top, they can kind of have a name there as well.
Do you think that's on a windy day? You're not going to see that flat.
I know. I think it should be a part of it.
Okay.
I also think a chalkboard sign, those little A-frame
I
signs.
love the chalkboard sign. When I'm walking,
'Cause
sometimes
think of
I don't like to
directional.
make. I don't want to make
Absolutely.
eye contact with a place until I know
when
what
I
they're
feel
selling.
that a farmer's market vendor is looking at me, I get immediately sweaty.
I just go sweating in there. It's because
So
talking to
sweaty.
people is hard,
Yeah.
and I am going to sweat. You want to bring high quality and clean products. So whatever your
What? I
displays
was going to
are,
bring dirty products.
just saying, a dirty table, like get the coverings for it.
Fair, because when I think of farmers market, I think of like kind of rotten tomatoes on those kind of wooden based folding tables, and I get what it's there for. But if you wanted to, what I find that a
ones
lot of
that have the red checkerboard under their
smart.
apples
Smart.
gets more people into theirs than people who just have a
it's
naked
also
table.
bright, yeah.
Yeah, it makes me feel like farm fresh.
Here's my thing, the stacking displays. So let's pretend you see a fruit vendor, and they have the row of those blueberry, strawberries,
yeah, I like
raspberries,
that.
and it kind of builds up, and it looks really fresh. It looks really colorful. It looks really vibrant. That kind of does a lot of the marketing
Like
for
an
you.
apple crate.
Oh,
Doesn't
love
that feel like it just was picked?
And they're all full.
Yeah. Oh,
Love it.
yeah, that is the best. The next thing is you want to keep your containers full.
I agree. Nothing
When
makes
a
me
shop,
feel weird.
yeah, when a vendor looks like it's pretty empty, I don't feel like going in there because
Well,
I
I
don't
think
want
in
the
me,
leftovers.
it makes me feel. Do you know there's these people who will go to farmers markets after the farmers market is ended and give offer them like OBO best offer, like, hey,
No
I know you're
way.
not taking this home because it's not it's going
Really?
to spoil, and then they'll come mostly for vegetables and stuff like that.
Oh,
But they'll come after because it's always the stuff people
Yeah.
didn't want.
and probably like if they don't have to take it
Slightly
back, it's
bruised,
even
yeah.
better.
So
And
they'll say, "Give me this at a discounted price, and then I'll take it off your
interesting.
hands."
I'm going to OBO next week.
Okay,
Think about the colors in your display. Use colorful tablecloths.
I agree.
Uh-huh.
The cleaner it looks, the more like a bakery you look, the more I'm going to know what you are from really far away.
Yes. I will say my tip is to create higher displays, especially if you're doing cookies or breads. It's hard to see them laying flat.
It is. And kind of having them propped up again on those, I don't want to say acrylic, I almost feel like you can make them in wood. I saw a lot of people take the Target trays. And
like propped them up.
This woman's husband built them in a foldable like prop up so she could stack
Okay.
them. It was
Who's
pretty,
the husband? I would
I
like
don't
to
know.
hook up.
He's
That's
taken
insane.
it, clearly.
Another one, which is big and which is something I also look for, is I want to see pricing.
Oh, great.
I know you want me to ask you about the pricing.
don't want
I
to.
just want to know what
So
it
what do you
is.
think on that A-frame chalkboard sign pricing there?
Okay, no, I like it there, but I also like a small placard that
Yeah.
just tells me how much a single cookie is, how much this bread is, because that's going to help me decide on the spot. I don't want to waste your time and be like, how much is this? And you're like, too expensive for you, and I got to take it back.
Yeah. Interesting. You're triggering some thoughts. I
Yeah.
used to do trade shows, but for like home building.
Uh-huh.
But in the trade show, there was this booth because it's just meandering through. And like, okay, we're talking about building materials
Yeah.
here. Very boring. But I'm like, why does it smell like chocolate chip cookies? They would rent. Like this was a business model somebody had. You rent these things that could bake cookies
Yes.
in the building.
Yeah.
And their
Oh, that's
booths smell
genius.
like cookies.
You know, someone actually said they did a vanilla scent around
Genius.
their table, like
Genius.
the like little what is
it's
it,
like the
essential oil
Hershey
kind of thing.
Park. And
Yes.
I'm sorry, and I think Disney does it too, where they pipe in the
Yes,
smells
the
or
smells.
whatever.
That is so inviting. If
I will
thinking-
follow my nose to
Yeah.
a funnel cake baker.
Yeah, give me that vanilla scent.
Oh.
I love it. It's so sweet, and it brings us back to our childhood. Really puts us in the mood to spend
I
the
need
money.
funnel cake. Let's get on that chat.
Okay. Where would you get a funnel
I
cake?
keep thinking King's Dominion.
Oh, that would be that's a drive.
I know.
All right, making sales at a farmer's market. Here's some sales tips. And actually, Stormy Acre Cookies gave this tip when she was giving the Cookie College a rundown of what she said works and doesn't work at a farmer's market, because she said they're her bread and butter. She says, don't be on your phone. I say this as Heather's on her phone. Another one is serve one customer at a time. Nothing will turn off or create confusion by talking to two customers while you're trying to check one out, while someone's asking a question.
Checking out all the cute ones.
Checking out all the cute vendors. So you want to address one customer at a time. When I go to a farmer's market, I know I'm going to wait in the line. So I'm not worried about that. I know my turn's coming, but it would stress me out if someone's like trying to address all of us at once.
I'm going to say, to do a farmer's market as a one-man band, it's a little rough. Having two point-of-sale systems, which I think Square will let you buy, like a second one, it would really help kind of move your line along.
I know. Bribe your kids to help you.
Corey would make me go if we did.
I would. The next is maybe think about giving samples.
Yeah, interesting thought. Here's my vibe.
Okay.
2-inch decorated, 2-inch dipped sample.
Like mini.
Yeah.
And if you do different flavors, I mean, that would. Here's the one time. I made cookies for a vendor at a home show recently, and they were for their past customers. And a random man just put his hand out and took one.
Closed mouths and hands don't get fed.
I couldn't believe it. He reached right in between me, grabbed a cookie, and ran.
Saw what he wanted.
I said, you're welcome. You are welcome. So consider getting
What do you think about
samples.
this? What if you had an Eddie printing?
Somebody did that, and they said it was really cool. They didn't sell any of the Eddie prints, but they said a lot of people stopped to see it.
Marketing gimmick for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think if that would...
I mean, seeing the Eddie tee up, of course, now we're talking about you need power supply.
I know. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't have that.
No, unless you have an electric car, that have that little battery plug.
Oh, you're right. Oh, because I know that Dale City Farmers Market, you can bring your car up to the...
That's nifty.
I know. So a lot of people were like having their AC blowing from the car into them. Wow. It was because it was so hot. Let me see what this next one is. Smile and thank a customer for supporting you.
Well, that one's an easy one.
Have you ever seen a vendor just give you the stuff and say not even 2 words?
Yeah, at a farmer's market.
It is, and you're just like, okay.
I would like to be treated like I hung the moon for buying your one tomato.
Amen. It says keep track of people who arrive. Keep track of people who arrive. Keep track of when people arrive. This will know how you need to help next. So if you can keep like your peripherals going.
What I would do, again, you're going to have to kind of, if you're going to do the scouting, which again, if you can go to the farmer's market before you actually sign up, I'd see if I could get one of those counting tickers and say, in 1 hour, what is the average amount of foot traffic you've seen walk through
Would
the
you
door?
say that come to your booth? I think that's the only one easy to track.
Well, if you had somebody selling a similar product and you could see how many people, that'd be kind of creepy. You'd have to kind of do walk
You'd
around.
just have your kid just looking at their booth.
If you could park the car close and sit in it and just count, let's say on average, you could do the whole farmer's market, which I'm sure the farmer's market might know. But what, on average, 30% of people stop at each booth? So if you could say, okay, if there's 100 people, I can expect 30 sales.
Yeah.
It'll help you kind of better plan. I know a lot of folks kind of just come in with some product, probably more than less, and see what happens and then adjust accordingly. And each week get closer and closer to... Now, questions I see often asked in the Facebook group, what type of product should you bring? I think singles, doubles, and triples, popcorn pricing, and leaning a little bit into the upcoming holiday if it's close enough.
Yeah, and you can score customs when you're there. If you want to bring a little binder, they can flip through an iPad so they can kind of see what you do. I also think if you could have some competition where you collect their emails and maybe they win a DIY kit, you can grow your email marketing through that.
One time I saw somebody, this really cute idea, partnered with a photo booth vendor and kind of cookie pictures with a princess.
No way.
It was a pretty cute idea.
So it's kind of like selling 2 things in one.
Yeah, there was something involved where they both made income, but they worked together, and it was a good idea.
Another thing, as far as what I've noticed at my insane amount of farmers markets is if you are just a single table versus, like 3 tables, you just have 1 table worth of products, put it closer to the front of the tent versus you just sitting in the way back of the tent, and I feel awkward walking there if it's just you and your husband and your plate of cookies.
Fair.
So if you come just halfway through the tent, so I don't feel so like you're in this darkness of this tent back there, it's going to be more inviting for me and I won't feel so awkward.
I bet that's different for a bunch of people.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But you can, again, if you do more than one farmer's market, you can test and then knock it up against your sales.
Yeah.
A lot of this is going to be time in the saddle to kind of figure out how this works, where it works. I bet do they assign you like a booth number? I'm sure you don't get to choose.
No, every time I've gone, they've always been the same exact spot.
But it's really, I think farmers market, one of the biggest things with them is consistency, consistently showing up, consistently having offerings, and then the farmers market consistently being there really does help.
I know. And having your social media up to date, because I'm going to go to the farmers market. I might notice your name, maybe check you out of there. But if it looks like long lost and forgotten, I'm going to long lost and forgot you.
Would it be an interesting idea to have a farmers market exclusive, either flavor or offering or something like that?
Oh, like an item?
Something
like you
where,
can
like,
only
you
get it
can't-
at the
yes.
farmer's market.
Because the odds are if somebody shows up to buy just that one item, the likelihood of them buying additional items would be
A lot higher. Also, would this work? Just throwing that out there. Say you have a Saturday morning farmer's market.
Okay.
Having your pickups for, like if you did a pre-sale or something, and then they're walking around with all of your
And
stuff.
that'd be a really neat
Would it be
central
like,
idea.
would they feel like, oh, I got to fight the crowds? Or like, oh, I didn't
This
even know
would
this
really
was
depend
here.
on the farmer's market itself.
Yeah. I guess you could ask them on your
But
form,
again,
like,
are
do
you
you want
going
to?
to want to manage customs at the same time while manning a booth? That would be
I'm just
pretty-
saying, like, picking it up.
That'd be nice, like a pickup table.
Yeah, like a pre-sale pickup table. Oh, you can't have these. They're reserved.
Again, a lot of it weather dependent. I'm gonna say if it gets
know.
too hot, you're gonna have a battle there.
If it's windy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get sandbags to strap down.
Oh,
those
just
tents.
another thing added to our list of things
I
to
know.
get.
So farmers markets, the people who do them swear by them. So there is
Mm-hmm.
absolute farmers market magic there. But I would suggest coming in with a game plan. I know there's a bunch of Facebook Lives in the group on people who do farmers market consistently telling us what to expect, what to bring, what not to bring. And then really going to talk to the other vendors. You could just show up on a Saturday. I mean,
hey,
scratch your back,
how
buy
long have you
something.
been? How long have you been at this market?
What makes you keep coming back? Things like that.
What are pros and cons?
And then I'd scout out the marketing that the farmers market is or isn't doing, because if they're resting on the laurels of you guys having to market for them, well,
that's a lot. That's a lot to put on your audience that you cultivated.
because I think you're actually paying into how the farmers markets
But
itself.
I will say, not many farmers markets market.
No, I wonder
it's in the
who are they
name.
run by the government? Or are they just independent?
Some of them are. I know the ones around me are, but I don't know if they all are.
Interesting. I mean, the ones in Burke, again, just in Fairfax County, we got over 1 million people living here,
Yeah, I
so
know.
they kind of sell
They're
themselves.
always at the markets on Saturdays. All million people.
They were all there. The parking was outrageous.
It's just people blob about. Like, they're just like meandering.
Yeah, I agree.
You also want to make sure that, the aisles, if you have a bunch of tables, are wide enough for strollers to fit in. I've seen people like have a backup, like,
Last thing you want to be like is, don't text my baby. I'm going to get some
or
tomatoes.
they knock something down,
Oh, yeah, very true.
and you don't want to pick up a cookie off the floor and put it back on the table.
Yeah.
Sorry, these are great.
Yeah, I'll say every farmer's market is probably pretty unique depending on the layout. The one in Burke is just a giant, huge square. And the one in Lorton is a hallway set up, like where you're walking through, there's vendors on either side. I think the one in Lake Ridge looked more like a maze.
The Dale City one is a maze.
Okay,
It's
the
like
Dale
almost
City
like where you park your cars, where you can set up. They must have its thing that they
interesting.
could put, but it's just almost like this circle and then things in it.
Interesting. Okay.
And I went to a farmer's market that should have been Tackett's Mill, should have been well marketed, and it wasn't. So there was not a lot of people, and there was not a lot of vendors.
Was that on a weekend?
No, it was oddly. It's
know
on
they
a
do a weird
weekday.
day, yeah.
So I did not love that one, and because no one was there, it felt like everyone was staring at me, like begging me to come into their
Always
thing.
an awkward vibe.
Yeah,
But what else can they
yeah.
do?
What else can you do? I mean, but I love a farmer's market.
Something I hear people have good success with is handing out business cards or having a QR code displaying. If you're teaching an upcoming cookie class, I would definitely use this as a place to market. Like, hey, buy these today, but learn how to do them on Saturday.
Yeah, I think wear a shirt, crazy cookie lady.
Ooh, yeah, market
something
yourself.
funny that's really cute.
really stand out there. And it is tough if you have any form of social anxiety, which even I do, man. It really takes almost putting on your Sasha
That's what
Fierce
me and Heather
mask.
say. Like, you have to, like, channel a version of you that you aren't.
Yeah, and just play that role for 2-3 hours, however long the farmer's market is.
It's exhausting when you take that hat
My
off.
goodness. And you're like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm going to lock myself in a room. I'm fine. Please
You know
don't-
what I would like to see? If I saw a person wearing an apron, I'd automatically think
That'd
baker.
be cute. That'd be cute.
Yeah,
That's a good
I
idea.
would.
It's an interesting concept. Would you do one?
I would. My one issue is I don't want to store that stuff at my house.
You do need space.
Yeah.
A lot of this.
And that's why I'm not going to Sam's Club, because I don't have space for
It's a
much.
big thing. You can
It
save. You can
is.
save. Like Corey and I went to this. Pretended we broke into Sam's Club, and they had the flour, but it was so big.
Yeah, it was 25 pounds. Where am I going to put that?
It's like having another child.
I would have to tuck it into bed with me.
You sleeping okay there, Flower?
I'll see you in the morning.
So farmers markets really cool. You're going to start seeing more and more questions and posts about them as at least this side of the United States enters into spring. They're fun. I know Corey and I will play consumer this spring.
Yeah.
I'll meet you there.
I'll meet you there. A thing that I also see, and I know it's really hard to get out of that, to get out of the mind that every other baker is your competitor. They can actually really, truly, honestly be an advocate for you. If you aren't selling singles and they are, but you're selling DIY kits and they aren't, Dewey kits, and then they aren't, you guys can work together and you guys can build that partnership that way. I know sometimes I see like, oh, they had another baker there.
It is quite a psychological
Challenge.
to kind of say that person is obviously taking my market share, but we can do it together. Like it is hard to
Yeah.
manage it, but if they're open to conversation and you can actually do a 2-for-1. Talk about.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to go up and introduce yourself. Hey.
Would you sell Dewey kits at a farmer's market?
I've seen Tanya with South Street Cookies.
Yeah.
She says they're hit or miss for her, and she does a ton of farmers markets. Honestly, if you want to follow her on TikTok, you can go through her farmer market journey.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
she showcases it all
That's
the
a
time.
great idea.
Yeah, so
I wonder in more rural communities if farmers markets are better or less. Because
I
obviously
think we're
all
so like metropolitan that
giants.
people are like, I want homegrown.
yeah. But I wonder there you're going to get a lot more produce.
I
Versus
know.
We hardly get anything.
Yeah, we have like 2 tomatoes.
Yeah.
We're fighting over it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'd be curious. That'd be an interesting test. However, a great avenue for income generation if you wanted to add something more to your sales funnel.
Yeah, to really up your customer base.
That's a great one.
That's a good
depending
one.
again, manufacturer depending, but a really unique way without having to do storefront leasing, which to me is commitment issues.
Yeah,
But a really great way to get your toe
in
wet.
that water.
Yeah, and to see if that is something that you really enjoy.
That's all I had.
That's great.
That's good.
I loved it.
Thanks.
Okay, let's jump into running dry on the Facebook Lives. I'll have to go out and get some more of those.
Oh, we are? We're running out?
If anybody would like to teach a Facebook Live, let's say on a farmer's market,
Ooh.
you are absolutely encouraged to. You may say, Heather, but I'm not an expert. Nobody is. You just have experience that many of us don't have.
Yeah.
And we would love to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
If you want to teach a Facebook Live, you'll have our indebted gratefulness for all eternity. And you can sign up at sugarcookiemarketing.com/live to submit your details, of which I will then post it for you and do some traffic generating marketing.
Just a random thing back to the farmer's
Okay,
market.
let's go back. I'm walking right back. I'm in there. in
What
my
if
head.
you did the pricing? So let's just say if we had $6 in front of like a single cookie and you wrote it with the chalkboard markers, cross it out.
Oh, great. That's genius marketing. That's psychological.
Oh,
marketing.
I would go. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a deal. Like
Yeah.
you had it for 7, crossed it out to be 6, and just left the cross and wrote 6.
Genius.
Sign me up. I want the whole thing.
Yeah. And then popcorn pricing. So make a lot of people wonder what popcorn pricing refers to. When you go to the movie theaters, they have small, medium, large popcorns. The large is like an ungodly 11, but the medium is like 10. And the small is like 9.
Yeah, they're
you'd
way
be
too. Why wouldn't I get a large?
is obviously too big for 3 humans to
Yes.
eat. But you're thinking, well, for $3 more, $2 more, why wouldn't I?
Do you think we've ever not bought a large?
I will take that Coke. The large Coke is looks like you walked out of a cartoon.
Oh, it's giant. It's not going to fit in your car.
It's not going to fit in my belly.
You got to put that and hold it while you're
Yeah,
trying to drive.
but you'll see me. Yeah, Springfield
And they'll be
Large.
like, if you get this giant, large Diet Coke, you can get free refills. I can't even get through the first half
Yeah,
of
but
it.
I want the option.
I do.
So when you go to a farmer's market, you can have your single cookie overpriced. You'll be like, well, that's unfair. Yeah, but if people want to pay that price, they're allowed to. There's nobody's being
whenever
forced to do
they
anything.
do like one bunch of flowers is this, but buy two and you get like this steep.
How can you know?
I
it?
always.
How can you know it?
I went and bought two vases just for the fact that maybe that's going to happen.
As the seller, it sounds manipulative, but as a consumer, I want the option.
Yeah.
I want the option of
And
buying
I will
five.
leave super happy because I feel like I got a deal.
Yeah. And half of deal getting is the feeling. In fact, most of it is psychological, but that's what we want. That's what we
and then
want.
you're like, oh, I feel bad. No, don't feel bad. I feel good.
I feel great.
I got a ton of flowers.
I'd feel bad if you made me buy two at an equal price.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Even
oh,
if that
man.
was more fair pricing, my brain, my lizard brain, cannot calculate it, and I want the deal over the fair pricing.
Last year,
Yeah.
I was going through this plant moment, where I was growing a lot of
I
plants.
feel like you're going into it again.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there. But this lady came and she yelled out in the middle of the farmer's market, little hanging baskets worth $39, $9 till sold out. I ran over there. I got a $9 hanging basket. Did I want it? No. But when she said it was a deal, one guy was like, that should cost you $50. I said, I got it for $9.
Man, just riding high then.
I know,
If
it's probably only
if
worth
an
10.
external source agrees that you got a deal.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
I'll be levitating for the rest of the day.
I really would.
That's a great topic. I think farmers markets are pretty interesting. You can do a lot of psychological tests on pricing, price comparison.
And that's the great thing about it. When you have your setup, you can tweak it. You can say, oh, I didn't see a lot of people entering on this side, so I'm going to move this table, bring this product forward. And you can really tweak it throughout the season to get that perfect layout.
And then you'll get your secret spice, your secret recipe for that specific
Yeah.
farmer's market for your specific area.
Love it.
Love it. Back to Facebook Live.
Sorry.
Why are we not there? Where did we go and why did we head back?
You said teach a Facebook Live about farmers market, and it brought me back.
Girl.
Brought me way back.
But yeah, you guys can teach Facebook Lives. I think on average, there's 40,000 people in the group, apparently 7 billion pending. But the average number of people who actually tune into these lives is maybe like 50 to 100. It's not as crazy as you
Yeah.
think. So it's not like you have this live huge audience.
And if you do it midday, you're going to have 15 of us.
Most people just rewatch them later, so
Yeah.
it's pretty easygoing. And it's pretty forgiving. If you have any technical issues, listen, you're not alone. Many people do, and we can just work through
And you
them.
don't have to be a pro at it. You can say things not to do in a cookie class. Like, here's the 5 things I learned I don't want to repeat in my
I
next
would
cookie
love
class.
to know what not to do.
Yeah,
I would love to
honestly, I
know
would
how
tune
you
in and be
feel,
like,
so I don't have to.
Yeah. We should do one like that for cookie classes.
Oh, you remember the last one we did was 2 years ago. I'm still sending people to
Oh,
it.
for the Facebook Lives. I thought you meant the classes. We better start teaching, I guess.
No, you have to do that next week, so brace yourself.
So not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boo, boo.
Easter.
I love getting a sale. I hate doing it.
Yeah, really making the money is turned into
so
the fun part.
fun.
The services rendered
There's
is
the horrible part.
dog. Okay, let's go to our. Well, actually, you want to talk about the cookie cons.
Oh, yeah. The
you
cookie
believe-
cons are coming.
Corey, the end of this
up.
week is April.
You're right. Saturday. April
Yeah.
Fool's.
Speaking of, guess what's happening on April 2nd?
What?
A member on the Cookie College would like to, and I'll make the posts. She's giving away, she's
What?
doing it, 10 memberships to the Cookie College.
Are you
10.
kidding me?
She said she's had such a great experience and wants to pay back for people who haven't had the experience yet.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
So she's going to do 2 prompts. I'll post them because I get more reach because I'm the boss, because I'm an admin, and I can pin myself. But she's going to read through the comments. We're going to leave each thread. So there'll be 2 threads, one going up at 10, one going up at 2. She wanted everyone to have equal
An
opportunity.
opportunity.
And one will be a heartfelt thread. But she also said, because this is how kind this person is, she also said, I want one to be heartfelt, but if people want to keep their lives private, I'm going to do one like, what's your favorite dessert? Like,
Oh,
tell me what
that's
that is.
nice.
So we'll have post going up on Sunday at 10, a post going up
that
on
is
2.
so generous.
Yeah, and then you can get a month membership for free to the Cookie College. Now, what would be the Cookie College if you explain it to new folks?
The Cookie College is a repository of 90 plus courses designed to make you more money in your baking business. We have taken them step by step. So if photography is something that you're having a tough time with, you can join me and I will show you exactly how to stage. We'll break it down. Like we're going and finding, what lighting to use. And then we're going through the backdrops and then we're going through how to stage, how to take the photo. And then we step by step how to edit the photo. And it's editing in Lightroom Mobile, and just with the app on your phone. So it's really a great way to learn because it's broken down and it's all geared towards bakers.
I've got to record that photo organization class. One of my Cookie College members was like, "Hey, thank you so much." I said, "Don't thank me. Don't thank me until you watch it because you're going to hate it." But I also have to drop this week the digital downloads, which is included in the Cookie College, and the next Cookie Class kits, which is cute.
It is super cute.
You sent me over everything, right?
I sent you over everything.
Oh, darn.
So what it is and what the Cookie Class kits is, you get it in the Cookie College, but you can actually buy a separate membership of just these Cookie Class kits.
Somebody had a great question about Cookie Class kits. They said, do I have to join every month to get the past months?
No. Once you join, if you joined in July, you get all the past, is that 6 months?
Yeah, you'll get 6 months. It'll expire. That offer will expire at the end of the year. So as long as you join before the end of the year, you get any content that was produced before you joined, plus what's coming.
And I have to say, guys, I'm no designer, but
they're cute, man.
These are so stinking
It
cute.
is cute.
And our goal is to always use 4 icing colors. It's always used. One of them has always been white. In July, though, we are going to do 4 separate colors other than white.
The first white,
non-white
icing.
yeah.
In every cookie class we've ever taught, has there
always
the burger
white.
one? No.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, the burger one we had.
Yeah, you're right.
But we had 5 colors, but
yeah,
not
that
white.
was insanity.
That was a little crazy.
Yeah, so it's going to be an under the sea theme. So it's going to be like
Under
animals of
the
the sea.
sea.
And I just couldn't get white
Under the
in
sea.
there. Like I couldn't think. I mean, a dolphin maybe.
Seashell?
No, it's like critters. Like critters under the sea.
Okay.
I thought fun colors would be fun for that.
It'll be fun. I don't think anybody cares except for me when I'm swinging around my head in about 2 months.
But Cookie Class Kits, if we totally confused you, is done for you cookie classes. So we provide the promo photos, the copy to get, people.
The class presentation. So you can have a guide that walks your entire class through the steps to walk out. And then so many people, because in the Cookie College, that membership comes with a private Facebook group. We get to actually see what this looks like.
We've saw so many people teach it.
It's so funny. Meredith friended me on Facebook so I can see her private post. She was tagged and somebody who took her class and said, "Look what I made."
No
Don't make fun of me."
way.
I was like, "Oh,
It's so
stop."
great. And these classes are easy. They're beginner friendly. It's not, you wouldn't have any intermediate things. So this is like flooding, wet on wet, something that, you could really market to a broad audience.
That's our goal. And that's how we teach our own cookie classes here, which we'll be doing next weekend.
Oh, I gotta make them know.
Yeah, so that is so back to the original concept. I'm going to make those 2 posts on Sunday this weekend. If you're listening, that'll be Easter Standard Time. The first prompt, you can answer the question, "Oh my guys, use your marketing prowess." And she said she liked Sappy, so that's all I can tell you. And then the second question, the more broad question, like, tell me what
I'm
your favorite
just glad I
dessert is.
don't have to choose. I don't want to choose.
I said she had to.
I hate choosing.
I said, I'm going to tag you, and
makes
then
me
I'm going to close my eyes.
Sweat to choose.
Corey and I sweating constantly.
We are always
Constantly.
sweating.
I was thinking of that Lumi deodorant.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see it advertised? They're running a marketing campaign.
Was
I
there
don't
no
know. It's by
aluminum
some
in it?
lady doctor, and she's like, put it anywhere, it'll make you smell great. And
Well,
you're
it's not like
sweating.
I stink.
No, I don't know. Sweating.
Yeah, sweating, but it's
I don't want a little wet. Do you get wet in the armpit?
only when like.
Do you
well,
remember when you used to wear those
Oh, yeah.
Oxford shirts?
Yeah, that was so gross. I don't know what happened before I had a kid, but during those few years
Before or after, kid?
before,
Sweating?
I would get sweaty armpit stains. That's why I only wear black. People are like, "You love black?" No, I have to. Against
I'm
my
drowning in
will.
sweat.
But then, whatever the hormone changed when I had arch, now I don't get those unless it's a weird situation.
But I feel like I don't get it either, and I didn't have arch. So maybe it's our age.
Oh, that our body's
For us,
just
it's
like.
already beast with an Oxford.
Maybe it's because we're
Cola.
just not drinking water anymore. Our
Body's
body's
like, we got nothing left.
We're so tired. We gotta
You
get
push
this
out
water.
Diet Coke, but that's about it. Okay, and then moving forward, it is the national. I had to take a picture.
It
The name
is a
so
long name.
I'm gonna pull it up.
It's not WOBA, even though I love calling it
No,
that.
it's the Home-Based Food Entrepreneur Virtual National Conference 2023, and the keynotes are achieving miraculous margins with the amazing marketing miracles.
That's a lot of M's.
I know they came up with a name, not us. I really liked it. But what we did in that one, and that is coming up, our segment will be April 11th, and then we'll do a Q&A after that. We're actually taking everyone through the membership that we have that's called the Baker's Business Basics, which is the basics for business bakers. And it's 12 concepts, marketing basics, that if you got these dialed in, you would be better for it. Now, many of you, especially if you listen to this podcast a lot, you already got it dialed in. However, if you wanted to, I don't know, refresh, there's a lot of speakers at this thing. It is a virtual conference.
It's
the best are sitting right here.
It's an overview of the Better Business Bureau. It's not a dive into it.
And then Better Business Basics Bureau. I do a screen share. This one, we got 30 minutes to speak, and I thought it would be a little boring to just see us speaking.
It is.
And I don't have enough time to do a full screen share,
Yeah.
so we're doing Corey's decorating videos.
We're going to see how it works. If it's horrendous like that,
Yeah.
sorry.
We have another option. It will work.
Okay,
It is what we're doing.
It's good. All right, move us on to the sponsors.
Sponsors, we were just talking about ACOR backers in regards to really getting out the gate with good photos. I mean, we buy with our eyes. At the end of the day, that is, would you buy a car if you never knew what it looked like?
No. Would I though?
You seem so
Would I
hesitant.
though? I kind of think I would.
Okay, disregard of course said to buy ACOR backers with the code
Sugar cookie.
Sugar Cookie to save 20% off. They are food safe. They are so many color options. Now, I know Polar White and the new one.
It is a white matte finish.
I love those, and they're great to get started. However, if you already have those, these punchy kind of
I know.
like these fruity
They
colors, what I
have
wanna
a
call
lot
them.
of matte, so it's lemon is a bright yellow.
Apricot,
That's a
apricot.
soft peach.
I really like those punchy colors, and I
Yeah.
think if you can dress it up with a white plate, your
Yeah.
bakes that kind of incorporate those colors, I think it's a real showstopper.
I know. They're very pretty.
So again, because everyone's been telling me recently that I mumble
You do.
and to pronounce, and the big thing about it is I don't let my lips
touch. See, that's why you need to come at it with a commercial voice.
Go click to AE Core Backers and use code SUGARCOOKIE at checkout to save 20%.
Next, we're gonna go to Royal Batch. Royal Batch, guys, I've loved it. Here's my one issue.
I was thinking next week, let's say all the things we don't like about the sponsors. And that's how you
The
feel
list is so
try.
short.
No. I couldn't even think of a thing.
The thing about Royal Batch, I love it, and this whole winter it's just been a dream to use. But we live in a swamp area. It is literally where houses are built on swamps, so the humidity is getting ready to rise, and I feel it boiling up.
Yeah, it's a comment. My
Yeah.
little armpitties are getting ready.
So what I had to do, because actually when you're working with royal icing and it's in a hot room and like there's no air conditioning that gets to this room, it
Your
makes
room?
the cookie room.
I thought you have the AC unit.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going.
Wow.
So instead of having it so hot, it actually makes royal icing run. It doesn't crust as fast.
You know, there's so many factors that change how royal icing
Yeah.
reacts.
It's a toddler, man.
Yeah. You mix it too much? No. You miss an ingredient? No. It's too hot? No.
Yeah.
Humid? No. Cold? No.
Yeah. Yes. Yes to that. So what I did was I've had this HVAC portable unit, and someone asked, why didn't you just get a window unit? The problem is I don't want to drill into the wall.
I was doing a lot of research on portable HVAC units. The window mounted ones are more efficient and work better. However, you are drilling into walls.
Yeah, and during the winter I don't need it, so I just took it out and put it back in storage. But then now I need it. So this meringue powder is it's silky smooth. I love when I make a fresh batch. It is like silk. I'm like frosting at the mouth to use it.
Are you frosting at the mouth?
frosting at the mouth. But Royal Batch is by a company called Bakety Bake, and you can go to baketybakeIdaho.com and you can use the code TWINS to save 10%. She has it in 1 pound bags and 5 pound bags. The 5 pound bag, if you decide to use it with the discount, and I think free shipping comes in there for some people. Maybe it's just me. She has me on the list. It's actually really affordable. And she's also shipping to Canada now.
No
Yeah.
way. Speaking of selling in Canada, you can get an Eddie food printer because you can get them internationally.
Yeah.
I know somebody in Trinidad at CookieCon when we
Yes.
spoke, we're like, yeah, I just got my Eddie.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
guy journeyed.
So
Eddie
what is Eddie?
Is a direct-to-food printer. That sounds crazy. It's because it is. It prints directly on food. Now, I know you wanted a tray.
Yeah, I do.
What was the lady? She lives in Stafford.
The Sprinkle Factory.
The Sprinkle Factory lady has this tray that is pretty cool. Now, okay, you may think, well, I buy a product, now I got to buy more products. No. Well, yeah, because you can really push Eddie to do some creative things using these third-party trays.
When they first made Eddie, they thought circle cookies is what he was going to
Under
put on.
3.5 inches. Remember?
Yeah.
It was like
It was
really
like that.
Circle,
And then
3.5.
Cookies are like, stand back.
We're going in. And now they print some of these people have it dialed in so tight.
You can buy a tray to print on M&Ms. Like, I think you can do 30 M&Ms at
Mac
once.
caps, right?
What is it?
Mac caps.
Oh, macaron caps.
We're
Yes.
not allowed to call them Macs.
I didn't know what you were talking
a
about.
Mac cap.
A nightcap? Okay.
Yeah, so these trays are pretty cool. But if you want to learn more about Eddie, go to the Eddie Printer Users Group. Unfortunately, no discount code for them. Mm-mm. They know their worth, and they're not sharing it. Yeah. But Eddie is not cheap. He is not for the faint of heart, but with the right marketing. And I know we talked about bringing him to a farmer's market. I couldn't imagine the effect he'd have at a cookie class.
I know.
Heather
Heather loves talking about him in our cookie classes.
Because it just...
Do you want to bring him to one?
2 things I love talking about in cookie class. Eddie, the printer.
And you love talking about
CookieCon.
Yeah.
It's just because I just see them, because they're like, oh, this is such a fun hobby. This is people's livelihood.
You
and
also love talking about 3D printers.
Because that I just see people are like, last time we heard about 3D printers, they were like $50 billion. And now you can get an Ender 3 Pro with a lot of cursing for $100.
Wow.
And I think that they kind of light up. And I think what I see is like, we have a predominantly female-based attendees. But when I say, hey, your husband, because most men are kind of into the 3D printing, your husband can get in on this and it can be like a team project, or your kids. I see.
Or your twin.
Yeah,
got it.
Fair. But with the teachers, they're like, oh, we have a 3D printer at the school. And then it kind of opens up some possibilities.
And also you people who are looking for 3D printers, sometimes libraries will have them. So if you're in a pinch, that might be a good idea.
Corey said I could get a Prusa Mini.
Happy birthday.
So bye, Ender people, and your non-self-leveling. I'm leaving.
That's like more of a selfish ass gift.
Yeah, I think, so the Ender 3 Pro, $100, I think we got it on Prime Day. Great starter. However, because to get it started, there's such a learning curve. You're like definitely gonna guaranteed print spaghetti the first time.
Oh, you did.
And the second and the fifth, and you won't know why you skipped the third or fourth. But I mean, for $100, it's a great product. The Prusa I think is around $400, which is a little bit. It's harder to buy now.
But I hear it is more user friendly.
I think Sam's Cookie University now she won't even recommend the Ender.
Oh,
she'll just say get something that's self-leveling. And I think
that's not the one you have is not self-leveling. You're leveling.
Heather, I have to do it.
No wonder I'm getting.
And also to learn how to even self-level it, I had to watch a YouTube video where the guy created the file that you have to download. Like it's nothing intuitive.
That is beyond me, man.
But you got your cutter.
I did. I did. I just needed to make 12, man.
12.
Good luck.
Get press.
Watch it get me 11.
No. Back to Eddie. You know what? We skipped the Cookie Cons since we brought it up. Let's circle back. Heather Campbell Brookshire is actually sponsoring both of these Cookie Con happy hours. Now we'll be doing them the day before Cookie Con starts, which is surprisingly at the. Oh my goodness! In a month.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, May 1st.
Wow.
Well, darn.
April. Yeah, we're almost in April, man.
The year is flying.
What year, man? It's already 2024.
2027.
Yeah.
Heck, Corey and I are in our 40s.
Heather has her first child. Right. It's screaming.
Its name is Eddie. But so back to Cookie Con. I cannot believe it'll be in a month.
Yeah.
But it is in Sandusky, Ohio. So Corey and I will get there on the 1st, and we'll have a little happy hour at whatever restaurant we can find.
We'll have it at Cookie Con, Ohio.
I saved that clip from last week. I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1.
Cookie Con, Ohio.
Okay, so that was jazzy.
That was
And then
jazzy.
at the end of August, not like it was the last day, I think it's actually the week before August ends,
Okay.
there will actually be CookieCon Florida, where Heather Campbell Berkshire will grace us with her presence at
Is
the happy
August
hour there.
Ends a song or a band?
September ends.
Oh, September.
Wake me up. Is July ends a song?
Yeah.
Wake me up when you
it needs a two-syllable.
So that'll be a blast. So we have our sponsors, Acorn. Thank you so much. I think they'll be a vendor at both. Definitely Florida.
She said there'll be a vendor at both, and she is going to miss the happy hour at one.
Fair.
Can't remember which one, but
Ohio,
she
Ohio.
did
She lives
Florida.
in Florida, yeah. And then we have Eddie, who will be demonstrating at both. So
Yeah.
definitely go check that out. If you've heard him on the podcast and you want to see it in action, they're
It's
actually
so
having
neat.
actual people who own
Yeah,
them.
people who are like connoisseurs.
Yeah, I
already.
think they're like giving him a cartridge or something.
yeah, something
as
neat.
exchange.
I mean, I should do
And
that.
then Bakety Bake, I'm not sure if she's involved in CookieCon, but when we did CookieCon, we got a free packet.
Yeah, she did. Was a sponsor in
at
the
door.
magazine thing.
Like, yeah, when you go to CookieCons, if you buy the full ticket, you get this bag full of so much
Yeah.
more stuff than you expected.
It's almost like you can test out all your favorite vendors in this bag. Like Chua-Mats gave a
Didn't
tiny
BRP
Chua-Mat.
give
Oh,
a
he gave
huge
tons of
set
boxes. Yeah, you could see all these types of
It was
boxes.
so much more than I thought.
Yeah, it was insane. I loved going through it.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be surprising. It's gonna get a rental car,
When September.
but May 1st. Not September. Okay, where does that take us to our Twin Truths? You want to tell them what you found at Sam's Club?
Sam's Club. If you have a Sam's Club
Isn't it an
members,
extension of Walmart?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can't find this at Walmart. I even searched online. I was so desperate for them. But Members Mark. Yes.
Not makers.
It's not
members.
Members. Members Mark, which is the Sam's Club brand, has these chocolate covered cashews. And guys,
They're double dipped.
double dipped
Caramel?
caramel milk chocolate. It is just, it's a little salt. It's sweet. The chocolate
say
is a good
ungodly.
chocolate.
It's soft.
It's soft.
The
I usually
cashew is
get
forgiving.
them at Target, and Target, it feels like it's got a waxy thing on top of it, like the chocolate does. It's not delicious. It's more like just eating it because it's there. But these Member Mark ones are so tasty.
I'm not even like a huge chocolate person, and these are not what you're thinking. They're amazing.
Right. I don't know. It's got like me in a chokehold.
Yeah,
I went and bought like 6 bags, and for some odd reason
the
at Sam's
checkout-
Club they don't have little hand carriers. You have to find a big giant cart or hold them in your hand.
because everything is big and giant.
Yeah,
They
just
didn't
want a little
expect anyone
hand
to
cart.
grab one thing. And
So I'm
leave.
like, and he was like, "Are these good?" I was like, "Yeah, 5 bags
Corey
worth."
truly looked like an addicted hoarder.
I did.
And that was wild. But they are amazing.
Can I say another twin truth?
Please.
You guys,
What?
when I walked in here today,
Okay. I knew Corey did
You
something.
didn't
doodly-doo.
know what I
I said
did.
your eye makeup looks different. What did you do?
you said your IMAX lip looks better than normal.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Not different. You gave me a compliment.
So, and you don't spend it all in one place.
Guys, I found this magnetic eyeliner.
Which I know a lot of us have seen the ad.
Yeah.
No one wants to test an ad. You don't know.
You guys have tested it.
You got it
So
at Target.
I got it at Target. So it came with these lashes. I didn't want a full, is it full set?
Yeah.
I wanted
so.
half a set. So it starts middle of the eye and goes to the
So
end.
you didn't cut these.
No, they just came like this.
But she did. She read the instructions. 3 coats of the eyeliner that is magnetic.
Yeah, but so you do one coat, let it dry,
How
second
is the
coat, let it dry.
consistency of the eyeliner? Is
It's
it
so
forgiven?
thick. My one
Thick?
issue is that it's like almost like a nail painted brush.
Oh, it need to be thinner.
It needs to be thinner, but if you like kind of take the excess off, it makes it kind of squished. So you could do the side of it.
Oh.
Guys, I've never done
I'll
false
say it looks
eyelashes.
good. It looks good.
It's-
I noticed something.
Yeah, it's just fuller.
I think the 2-part, the thicker eyeliner
The thicker
and
eyeliner.
the eyelash at the end was what I noticed.
I will say, if the wind looks at me the wrong way, these puppies are gone.
You think?
I
you pull
don't
one off?
know. No, because I won't be able to put it back on.
It doesn't. You can't put it back on.
You can, because it's magnetic.
So why are you saying you can't?
Because I know my fate will be like, and I don't want to like hold these in my hand in the car. I tried to do a winged eyeliner. That is impossible.
You guys, I know you guys are making fun of me behind my back.
You do a good one.
No, you know what I did to kind
Aren't
of get
you
this little
having it
shirt
right now?
Yeah, I got brown one more.
Oh, that's
forgiving.
smart.
And then I take a Q-tip, rip off his head,
Okay.
leave a little bit of his fluff,
Okay.
get some moisturizer,
Okay.
dip the little decapitated Q-tip head in it,
Okay.
and then go pull, swipe, and just drag it, and it will just clean out the bottom.
line up. Yeah, I tried to do like a cat
Yeah,
eye.
yeah, man, welcome to my life.
It was like this.
Oh, and it got chubbier and chubbier as I tried to fix it.
I tried to get it to a point.
The point gets farther and farther away.
When I looked at one eye and then looked at the other, they were fine. But together,
Mike Skyring said, I can't believe I sat through you guys talk about skincare for 15 million minutes. Mike, if you're going to try the eyeliner,
I got some falsies tomorrow.
what is the brand called? Do you remember?
No, because I didn't think it was going to work out, but I saved the box. So I will go look if anyone wants to know.
Oh.
And then I did some eyeshadow. Does it
From
look
who?
good?
Yeah, it does.
It's the Naked palette. Oh, no, the Fenty palette.
I was like, Naked Palace from when we were like,
Hey, I
12.
still have it.
I saw people on TikTok were like burying it and saying like, we are now in our 30s. You can let the
Mine is
Naked Palette
barely used.
go.
I don't do good with eye makeup, but it's something I want
expires,
to
champ.
be good. I don't care.
Here's my thought on eyeshadow.
Yeah.
It comes down to the brush
Application.
application. So what brush are you using? How old is it? Have you cleaned it?
No, I got brand new ones.
From where?
I got them, I
Morphe?
think, from Ulta.
Okay.
I don't know the brand, but I got ones that say
you
what you're
like going
supposed to
through
do.
something?
Yeah, I've always wanted to do eyeshadow stuff.
Oh, didn't Nate say?
Yeah,
you
remember
got
he's
punched
like,
in
you
the
look
face?
like you got punched, and I said I was trying to do a smoky eye. Now he says, are you trying to do a smoky eye?
Monkey eye? Okay.
So I got, and every brush says what you're supposed to do, like crease, inner corner,
that's what I
outer
need.
corner.
I just need the brush to apply it itself, where I can just.
Yeah, and when I learned an eyeshadow base,
yeah,
helpful.
you don't use it.
No, I did today.
Have you not before? It really makes a huge difference.
Nair.
Here's what I thought somebody said, and makeup artist, you can rip us apart here. You put that primer, eyeshadow primer,
Yeah.
but then put a light dusting of your overall like loose powder,
Yeah.
just to kind of fill in the gaps and allow the
To
eyeshadow
set.
to spread a little easier.
Here's the weird thing. We have such hooded eyes.
I know.
Are we not creasing a little bit? With the
They said
powder?
if you have our hooded eyes, bring that darker color just into that.
Does it look like I did it okay?
Honestly, I can't see your eyelids at all.
Okay, hold
it's
on.
all in your. No, I'm sorry. It's all in your eye.
Oh my goodness.
Pull
I'm
your
so
glasses out and
hooded.
close your eyes. I can see where you did it. Yeah, but when you open an
I
eye,
can see where you
it's gone.
tried.
When you open your eye,
I
it just
know.
goes into
I need
our
to get
heads.
that. What is that?
Blepharoplasty.
Yeah, whatever that is. Sign me up.
5,000 dollars.
Oh.
And nobody will know us but
No
you.
one will know.
And me. Because
What's your twin twist? I'm so sorry. You like
know
my
what?
eyes.
I was influenced. Thoughts on this is $20, but it was a steam cleaner from Bissell.
Okay. Is it a carpet cleaner?
No, it is a hard surface steam cleaner, $20. So obviously I sprung for the cheapest model.
Okay.
My thought was this: on TikTok, somebody was blasting out the crevices of like a sink,
Yes.
bathroom sink, and I thought that was going to be my results. What I found is that I used it yesterday. It's quite loud. I was like, for you being so little, ye is mighty. It did blast heat and it produced so much steam. But
Okay.
it does require some manual friction. So like you have to have kind of a,
I'm sure it'd be great for ground.
and it had a grout attachment. So that's good, but you are going to be putting in manual muscle
Oh.
effort to make it work. So like in an intricate faucet,
Okay.
it has crevasses
Yeah.
and mineral water kind of dries in it.
Yes.
So it's white and hard to break
Yeah.
apart. This really
Calcified.
calcified. Yeah, it's really loosened it up and it allowed me to take a toothpick to it. But it wasn't like just doing it
you're
without.
taking toothpicks to stuff.
Sometimes I get
Am I
like
not
in a
cleaning good?
headspace. I think you are.
Toothpicks?
You don't invite me over. You don't invite anybody
I don't invite
over.
anybody over. I'm enjoying my plants by myself.
Why not have one family meal?
I
Let us
don't
come
want
over.
to. You guys are crazy.
No.
You're gonna talk about my weird ways.
No.
Yeah.
You always talking about my eyeliner.
That's why you don't
issues.
invite me over.
But would I recommend that Bissell? I'm going to use it to clean interior surfaces However, I wish it would have done the cleaning on its own. And I think that was my own poor
I
expectation.
think that's hard to put that amount of work on.
However,
an
do
machine.
I think it broke up dirt and grime? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for that, I'm in.
Because I've been binging Shark Tank.
Corey has been, what are you inventing? You trying to invent something?
I am trying to in my brain, but you have to have sales.
If
If
you
you
had to
come in
invent
there with
something right
no
now, what
sales,
would it be?
that thing we did when we were younger, we said if you put a vibrating thing on an umbrella to shake off the excess
know?
rain.
I went to Strayer, and I made it because we had to make it.
And then what?
I got an
Did
A,
they
but I
say it
don't
was
think-
cool?
No.
Isn't it genius? Instead of flapping your umbrella, and getting everyone wet, getting your
Micro
shoes wet.
vibrations I know this exists now, but micro vibrations to get the water to kind of get off so you're not grabbing a wet umbrella, taking it in the house or back into your car.
Right?
Could have been inventors. You remember when we were growing up and there was like, do you have an invention? And it was like a caveman and he was a cartoon and he was making a wheel. And
I
it was
love
like
those
patented.
old kind of commercials.
Do we have anything else interesting to waste Mike's Skyrim sign?
Anything else interesting? What have I done in my life? What have I done? Got rid of my couch last week. That made me
Right,
sweat.
that needed to happen.
That I sweated a lot. And I didn't do the work. I hired somebody.
Gray moved it in for you guys.
We did.
That was outrageous.
It was-
I have never had allergies like that in my life.
We got dogs and cats. The problem with that couch is it's 14 years old.
That would be
The thing
problem.
has lived its life.
It has lived a pet life.
I had it before I had my son. That's how long it
Office
is.
Archer's 13.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember sitting on it before I was
Oh, wow.
pregnant. But then...
Don't you
we've
feel like
kept
a
it for so
weight
long.
has been lifted?
Because I got it with my ex-husband, it is a closed chapter. That chapter is finally
And we're
closed.
officially divorced.
So we got that taken away. And Nate was like, do you want to put something down in the basement now? I said, you know what? I just want open space.
Nice. I
One
do
less
like
thing
these
to
spaces.
clean.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So
I've been
the-
trying to.
The pets have loved it. Running
What
around.
are they doing?
Running around in a circle.
Sometimes you just need to run around in a circle, man. I think that takes us to the end of the podcast.
No voicemails?
I did not open them.
You
We have
haven't
been
even
talking
tried.
literally all day.
Really have.
I
and we
started.
talked through
Corey
lunch.
got here early. Why? I said 11. Shoes up at 10:30. I don't
Listen,
know.
I'm wearing uncomfortable clothes.
It is now. How long have we been talking?
I have falsies on.
It is 5.
I'm gonna. My voice.
I'm sure Nate won't mind you being quiet.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, kids. We'll see you next week. We'll see you when September ends.